Hello, my dear friends. It's me, and it's time for another story. A reading from the Neckbeard stories. That's the subreddit. It's not like a book. I don't have like a... You know where I'm going with this. Anyway, from Reddit user, A Creative Mushrooms. I like your name. This is... Yesterday, a neckbeard saved my skin. I'm gonna be honest, all I read was the title, and I'm already, hooked. I need to know what is the reason for this. So, let's get into it together, shall we? First and foremost, let me start off by saying that yes, you indeed read that title correctly. So many of the stories on this subreddit focus on neckbeards being creeps, and the majority of them can be, but every so often you'll catch a neckbeard story in the wild that can restore your faith in humanity, if only a little bit. Those are the ones I really hunt for, so I'm excited. I won't go into too much detail about the situation from which said neckbeard saved my skin. All I'm going to say is that if you make accidental conversation with someone who looks sketchy, be sure that it's just conversation, and not any form of ill intent. Yeah, I made that mistake the hard way. I tried to help a guy who had told me that he was having a rough time, given him advice on a local homeless shelter, even gave him directions to the bus station. But that had led to the guy stalking me, demanding money, and hurling homophobic slurs at me. Oh boy. It was a mistake trying to help a stranger, but I'm far too stuck in my mindset of kindness makes the world go round, and I'll admit, it was the first time ever that it had come back to bite me in the arse. He's still following me as I walk down the dark road to my workplace, and I'm praying that P, my boss, has decided to come into work early and can help get rid of him, as he's starting to stress me out by this point, yelling some of the worst things that one can yell at a guy like me. As I turn the corner towards the thrift shop where I work, I see a sight that grants me an instant relief from fear. Standing there, sweeping leaves from the shop in all his round neckbeard glory, is my work colleague, who we'll refer to in this tale as Saberbeard for purposes of the story. Now, aside from being a little wheels turning but the hamster's long dead, Saberbeard is not that bad of a guy. Like me, he's autistic and is on the next part of the spectrum from me, making him a little docile, but a nice guy nonetheless. Picture, if you will, a cross between the artist Meatloaf and the newer version of X-Men's Sabretooth, hence the name. While patterned shirt that doesn't button up properly, greasy long brown hair, and the definition of a neckbeard that nearly goes all the way down to his neck, he had a kind of corpse husband thing going on with his voice too, all growling whispers that could incite fear into anybody. In sheer relief, I rush over to where he's sweeping and tap his shoulder to get his attention. He turns sharply. "Oh, hey, Creative Mushrooms. Didn't see you there. You're early again." I lowered my voice, like, "Dude, help me out." "What's wrong?" Saberbeard glances up and notices the man, who is still hurling abuse at me from the end of the street. As I say, he isn't very smart, but he's smart enough to understand that I'm freaked out by the shouting guy. Brush in hand, he stomps to the curb, stares the guy down from across the street, and tells him that if he doesn't beat it, he's calling the cops. I'm shaken, but the guy seems intimidated by Saberbeard and actually backs off. Saberbeard unlocks the door and shoves me inside while he continues to deal with the guy, who eventually heads for the hills. Saberbeard comes to see if I'm okay, and makes me a cup of tea, and we decide to call up the local authorities to warn them of a potential creep in the area. As far as I know, no luck. When P comes in, Saberbeard explains the situation and notifies her that we've called the police. P draws my attention to the Christmas raffle incident, another story I posted in Tales from Retail. I didn't know that. And tries to assure me that it's just a possible crazy person, but she'll keep an eye out. Again, no sign of his return. But I feel like I've made a point here. Saberbeard saved my skin yesterday, and tomorrow I'm thinking of taking him some chocolate to thank him. I've known many neckbeards of both types, but he'll always be my hero. Before I get into my own thoughts on this, I really just want to say that this wonderful Reddit commenter coined the phrase, "It's not a neckbeard, that's a neck bro," which I kind of love. So, yeah, thank you for that. I like that term. I think we should start using that. This guy is not a neckbeard, he's a total bro. And Saberbeard sounds like a genuinely wonderful person. I am really, really sorry that you had to deal with that absolute fucking weirdo, and I hope you're okay there, because holy shit, man, that is really uncomfortable, and I hope you won't let that, mess with your way of being or, like, think any less of people. From the sound of it, it doesn't sound like you are. From the sound of it, it sounds like you totally get that it was just one creep, and that, not everybody's like this, and that's good. I definitely think that you should bring Saberbeard some kind of treat or something like that, because this dude sounds awesome. On this channel, we have a saying. It's not the Fedora, it's the Fedora. And that is a thing that I've seen start to permeate into other groups as well. Saberbeard definitely does not have the Fedora, and does not really strike me as a neckbeard. I've already said a couple times that my definition of neckbeard has completely changed from, how it used to be whenever I first started this channel, which was just anybody who is, like that, anybody who looks like that or acts like a weirdo or something like that. It's not that. You could be a neckbeard and look like Mr. Alpha Chad of Chaddington Avenue or whatever, but, like, it doesn't make you a good person just because you look a certain way. This dude may have all these stereotypes when it comes to appearance of a neckbeard, but he is totally not a neckbeard. This guy is a fucking badass. The fact that he just, with no hesitation, was just like, you don't threaten my fucking friend, is totally awesome. This dude fucking rules. Saberbeard is totally killer in my book. I like him. And if I could send you something to send to him, I would too. But if for anything else, I offer, one goofy YouTube guy to be like, you're pretty fucking badass, bro. That's awesome, and hopefully you guys don't run into that creep again. Man, I hate when people do that shit. You're just trying to help somebody out, and they get all fucking crazy on you. I used to know some people around here who did that shit to me. All I was trying to do is be nice to people, and suddenly shit goes sideways. That is definitely not a situation you want to be in. So hopefully you don't have to deal with that anymore. That being said, do be careful. And that goes for all of you guys. Like, there are people who will absolutely abuse your kindness and totally turn that into, like, some kind of thing. Don't let them, manipulate you like that. Know that you are awesome, and know that no one can ever take that away from you. And again, Saberbeard sounds like a fucking cool dude. I totally would buy that man a drink if I had a capability of doing so. But sadly, I am a space horse on the moon and cannot do those things. So, hats off to you, bro. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you do the YouTube thing of like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd greatly appreciate it. I have a Ko-Fi and a merch store, and recently I've started a podcast. If you want to get early access to those episodes, it is subscription only, but they should come out on regular platforms about a week after their premiere. So you're more than welcome to come check all that out. It's on my Spotify link, which should be in the link below this video, as well as Anchor, which I think is the same thing. I don't know, man. I'm just basically learning this stuff. Also, links to everything else down there, too. They're totally there. I have a Discord. You can come hang out with me and all my friends. And every weekend, we stream, Friday to Sunday. So, you can come hang out with us, look at weird internet things, play video games, the usual. Either way, I love you all so very much, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye, my friends. And again, stay safe out there. Okay, bye.